Step into video game land. Welcome to Fine Time.
Hello, party people. It's your boy Dre. It is the fine. It is the time. It is October. It is baseball. It is the Kevin.
It's Alarmo Day.
Alarmo? Oh, yeah.
Happy Alarmo Day, everybody.
Happy new hardware from Nintendo Day, Steve.
Look, I'm already not a morning person, so I'll tell you where you could stick your Alarmo right now.
Tell me. I want to know.
Right in the shower.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that. Oh my God. Can you imagine them things while blinging in the shower? Like all them Pikmin noises? That's weird.
Just.
Yeah. A little coin noise every time you scrub your crack.
Mm-hmm. We'll do that later. We need one for our shower. That's what we need for the Fine Time shower.
I don't know who's funding this, but.
It's only $100. Come on. What's 33.333333 cents per person, huh?
I have to dig in the couch for some change.
Okay.
$100 for an alarm clock.
We'll get there after we talk about another Nintendo thing that we came here to talk about primarily, which is The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. And with these kind of discussions that we dig into pretty deeply, I always think it's a great thing to start with a baseline of how we felt about the game so far. I didn't beat the game. Stevie beat the game. Kevin, did you beat the game?
I have not beat the game. I feel like I'm pretty far in, but not
okay.
done.
I have also, like I said, I have not beat the game. I feel like I am on what can only conceivably be the last dungeon. If it is not, I don't know what this game is doing with itself, but that's already how I feel. So, Steve, actually, no, let's start with Kevin. Kevin, I feel like you might be the biggest Zelda head here. So let's start with how you feel about Echoes of Wisdom as a baseline before we get into deeper stuff.
I was sure looking forward to it, and I was expecting to like it, and I had a rough start with it. Maybe the first 3 or 4 hours, I couldn't figure out how I felt about it. It wasn't like quite clicking, and I think it's just because this game is not only different than Zelda games, but this is kind of like different than really anything else I've played in some foundational ways. And then the more I played, I started being able to appreciate it for what it is. I do think it can stand on its own as a mainline Zelda, but I think you need to be able to do that, to just appreciate it for what it is, because it kind of pigeonholes itself because of the design. So I'm enjoying my time with it. But you have to just kind of accept it for what it is to land there, I think.
Okay. I think that's fair enough. My opinion is lesser than that. I think this game just straight up doesn't do it for me. Echoes of Wisdom. And I was going to come on here and say, this is a me thing. This feels like a good game that just isn't for me. Like one of those things, like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, or like one of those situations, right? Clearly this is really good, just not my thing. But the more I have played Echoes of Wisdom, the more I realize there's actually a lot of things about it that it does not do very well. So I don't think it's totally me. Although it is still partially me, Steve. I feel like this game has too many issues for me to just call it good.
Kevin, do you feel that? It's starting to feel like a fine time for healing around here. All of our bad takes, don't you just feel them washing away in the face of Andres? You got to soak it in a little bit at least. But honestly, but to be real, the way this is set up, I figured there'd be a few more of you out there. So we'll come back to this in 5 or 6 years and see if a few more of you crawl out of the woodwork. But for me, I don't know. I'm having a shitty time right now, IRL. This was just the game I needed right now, if not flawed. It's got problems. We'll talk about those in a bit.
You gave it an A on Blue Sky.
I had fun. Games are fun.
An A, though.
Yeah.
This is more, I mean, like, I know I love to, like, look at these things and litigate your own personal, like, ratings for stuff, but, like, I haven't felt this offended by something you've rated this highly since Live A Live remake.
I mean, I'm not giving this game of the year, but the game was fun. I had fun playing the game. I know you didn't, but why don't we... I don't know.
Why don't we
okay,
what?
so while we're on the rating, Andre, if you had to rate for what you've played right now, what would you rate?
C.
See, I was thinking maybe like B-.
That's what I would give Plucky Squire, is a B-. In fact, that's what I gave it. Yes, I think this game is, I think the Plucky Squire is better than Echoes of Wisdom. I mean, like, for real, as much as we kind of shit on that game a couple weeks ago, like, and not totally shit on it, there's obviously a lot of good things about it, and there's a lot of good things about this too. I actually feel like that game was more considered, much more considered in concept than this.
The shades of red that Steve's face keep adjusting with every word you speak is astounding.
It's just that after the Plucky Squire never stopped telling me what the fuck to do until the credits rolled, and even then I'm surprised it didn't tell me to push the home button to close the game. I was thrilled as shit to have a different game that's went, here's the rod, here's some things you can do with the rod, here's the fucking game world, you got it from here, kids. I mean, yes, it's still got issues, but that's a bit more going on than, do you know how words work? Yay!
Bro, I don't know what you're talking. This game is just as handsy as the Plucky Squire. Remember, I made the joke, oh man, imagine if a Zelda dungeon where someone wanted to talk to you every 2 rooms. That happens in Echoes of Wisdom. Like, it's just as stops. Okay, I shouldn't say that. That's a little far. It's not as stop-start as the Plucky Squire, but like, my God, that little fucking thing that follows you around, I can't. Lord, people thought like the Wonder Flower was annoying. You don't have to stop and talk to it. It just talks. Like, maybe Nintendo invest in voice acting for once and just have the stupid thing talk to you as you go around. That would be so much better than what this game does. Every time, it's like Wii U glacial pacing. It's like every time you go up to a thing, oh, this looks like a rift we can go into. Stand back, Zelda. Zelda ambles away. Watch the same animation. Like, how many times am I going to see that?
I just don't feel like that happens. Like, it's not like that long or happens that frequently that it, I guess that it's definitely not a problem for me, is what I'm saying. Yeah, every time you go to the rift, he says I can feel my friends are in here. Whatever.
And I think a good chunk of that is the Switch still needs to load shit. I know we're all spoiled on PS5, but...
Yeah, though that's my ultimate take. Echoes of Wisdom should have been on PS5. It's like, I don't know, this game's pretty snappy. Like, when you warp around to one of the millions of warp points in this game, it's not long. There's not even really a loading screen.
Which they hide by making you dick around menus.
That's not how video games work, okay? I don't know how video games work, and I know that's not how video games work. All right. Speaking of the Fucky Squire parallels, remember how I was kind of dunking on that game for its 2D sections? I called it like Ghetto Link's Awakening. Well, I mean, I feel this game goes ham on that stuff. Of course, it's on the Link's Awakening 2019 engine and it's based off of it. But guys, did you expect them to go full on? Like, we're gonna do, people like those little 2D sections. Here's like half the game of it.
I like those here. I think having more of them than less in this case was for the best.
Absolutely, Steve.
Oh, those, I don't know. After a while, I could have did without them, to be honest. I mean, no, actually, no. They were kind of better here until they weren't. Mixed bag.
I don't think the three of us have had this varying different opinions on a game, like maybe ever in show history, have we? I'm like down here. Kevin's in the middle. You're super up high in A++ land.
It's okay. If we wanted to give it a number grade, the A is like a 90, and it's really just because you know what. You know what? I had fun, and I'm not getting into that right now. We're not going to dissect my grade today.
Yes, we are. I love litigating your grades. Come on. You know, I love to. This is my shit. No, fine. Okay, fine. You know what? Fine.
We got plenty of time to do that.
No, we don't. The time is now. You're just saying we have plenty of time, and then we're not going to get to it later. Is what's going to happen,
I think Steve's justification will come out organically as we hit on the finer points of the game.
But
so why don't we start there?
I want to browbeat him into my opinion.
I don't know. I don't think he needs to be browbeaten.
We already went over this on Nintendo Switch Online. We don't buy grades on Fine Time.
Come on. I think you guys have equally valid opinions.
Okay, fine. Let's move on. Steve, what should we talk about then?
Oh my God.
Fine. Okay, fine.
I guess I'm the only one that liked playing with echoes, even though, yes, it's really only just fun on the overworld, but we can get into that later. I guess I'm the only one that had fun going up to Moblin and Catmans and going, here's Darknut, bitch.
Is that where we're starting? Combat? What are we doing? Echoes?
I think just the echoes, the summoning in general is a good starting point.
I think they're well executed. I think it's obviously like a really good idea. That's what sold us on the game when they showed us that trailer. But maybe and this is one point I'll really, I guess, I don't know if concede is the right word, but maybe I'm being off about this. What I was expecting from this game was the ingenuity of the previous two games, but in 2D. Like, because obviously they're different, right? In Tears of the Kingdom, you can put together all sorts of contraptions to your liking. In Breath of the Wild, it's brilliant because here are your 6 tools. And we're going to do all these diabolical puzzles with these like 6 or 7 things you can do. I'm not saying Echoes of Wisdom is bad because there's so many fucking things you can conjure up, like every item in the world. At the same time, it makes it kind of boring because it's like, I can literally do anything. So many things are solved by doing like, I'm going to stack these beds to make a bridge. Or like, I'm going to stack these boxes and jump on them, except until I get the frog thing from Frog the Bell Tolls or whatever, so I can jump just a little higher. So this is not nearly as arduous. I feel like that's like 85% of the puzzles. Am I wrong, Steve?
No, I mean, that is one of my chief criticisms, that when it is time to actually play Legends of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom beyond dicking around the overworld looking for things and helping the townsfolk around, most of my puzzles can be solved. Actual puzzles can be solved with 2 echoes that I'm not going to bring up out loud for spoiler reasons.
Kevin, I just feel like, yeah, it's a great idea, and it's just so much. I mean, like I was surprised when I started the game. It's like, wait, they're just letting me have all these things. I thought they would like dole them out, but it's like, oh shit, I'm just like getting them all.
Yeah, and I mean, the most fun I've had with the summoning is when I've kind of like made myself try new things. Don't because when you talk about the bed, the amount of fucking bed bridges that I have built is unbelievable, and so I think like it's kind of like, you know, it's the best and worst part of the game, because I feel like there should have been some forced restraint here, and I understand this is easy to just like throw out, like they just should have done this. It obviously would have had like very like, you know, foundational repercussions on how the game was designed. But if they, you know, said in certain areas you can use these echoes, and then when you move along you have to use a different set of echoes, I mean, then it's probably going to be a little bit more rigid. But I almost like think of the design of the dungeons and the overworld as like, it's kind of like built with Lego, and everything is on like this grid because everything to some degree needs to be compatible with the, like, you know, with the echoes that you use, so that there's kind of some, do you know what I mean? Like, and so the cause is then when you get, you know, you get some of these other things that you can summon, like you can solve like, or even just like traverse areas, and that's you know, in the rifts, a lot of it is just trying to be able to like traverse areas. but you can do it pretty much all with, again, the same few things like Steve said.
Water block.
So,
oh my God.
Yeah.
That breaks the
water
game.
block.
Right?
That's one of the things I wasn't going to say out loud.
Is that a spoiler? I mean, come on.
Oh,
please.
I don't know.
That's a
okay. In that case,
I mean, and it's kind of
I guess the other thing I cheesed the game with.
What?
It's not beds.
Okay. Maybe let's keep that one secret.
I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
In between.
Anyway, what were you going to say, Kevin?
And there are times when it seems like there is kind of like an inventive puzzle, and that's like trying to block you from getting somewhere, especially in the water temple or the water dungeon or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But there were times when I could tell, like, I don't think it wanted you to be able to use the water block, but with enough like dicking around, you could still get around that with the water block if you weren't finding another way to do it.
Right. And that's like, okay, and that's cool, right? Because again, that goes back to our previous 2 big 3D adventure games where it's like, you can solve these temples or whatever any fucking way you want. Any way you can think of it, they'll let you do it. And that's the fun part. However, you have to have, again, I don't know why the word diabolical keeps coming to mind. That's the kind of puzzles I like, diabolical. In those games where it's really, the ingenuity can be on display, it's not the case in Echoes of Wisdom. It's just kind of like, here's the water block, or here's the bed. It's just
there's no like couple things in Tears of the Kingdom that you can just like apply to almost every puzzle. You actually do have to like stop and assess and think, which is not necessarily the case here.
The tools are small in Tears of the Kingdom, but the possibilities are limitless depending on how you want to build stuff, right? If you want to do that at all, you don't even have to play the game that way, right? Like you don't have to. That's again, maybe it was too big. Is that too big an ask, Steve? Was that like, I'm not saying I expected it to be exactly like those 3D games, but I wanted that kind of puzzle ingenuity, and I did not get it.
It is the kind of weird problem you run into when you have a 2D Zelda game, but you don't get to play with Link's tool set. You have to play with a Zelda maker, essentially. So I know that's how it started out, according to the interviews anyway. So, but when you're literally playing with a template like that and you don't get to play with a hook shot or a boomerang or literally anything else, what your puzzles get to be are fairly limited in scope.
Let me talk about something great about this game. Let me lighten the mood, because I sound like an asshole right now. The music in Echoes of Wisdom is fucking incredible. Like absolute top tier shit. Some of the best Zelda music I've ever heard. I think what was most surprising to me anyway about Link's Awakening 2019 was the soundtrack, because I didn't really have any real expectations of it. Okay, they're going to just do the Game Boy soundtrack with an orchestra or something. Okay, whatever, right? That's what a lot of games do. Link's Awakening took an approach to it with its instrument choices and very strange world, because it's a strange world and it's a strange art style too that looks kind of artificial and toy-like, and the music matched that. Echoes of Wisdom is the same thing, only now an original soundtrack, not based off of anything else. And yo, man, like, again, I'll sit here and talk about each track that I love way too long, so I'm not going to. But you guys want to agree with me, maybe, or disagree? Is that this soundtrack is insane.
It's good.
I dug this soundtrack. I felt like it was more subdued in comparison, less aggressive than, say, like a 2D Zelda. Oh, well, one starring Link. This is a 2D Zelda game starring Zelda, because she's, the paragon of wisdom. So we got to be calmer and think things through. It's so, the music kind of reflects that in a way. If only other things felt that way too. But, the music fit.
What other things? Okay, fine. I said something good. You can say something bad now. What other things?
I'll pick on this game some more too, because I have to. Fuck the bosses of this game that they couldn't even. They stopped believing in this concept when they got to a boss. Like, so what do you want to do? Same shit we do in 2D Zelda? Same shit we do in 2D Zelda. Okay.
I mean, how about I'll do you one better. How about the combat in general sucks? Like, see, how about that?
This is funny because my biggest criticism here is the combat, but I kind of personally felt like the bosses were an outlier. Now, I know what Steve is saying, right? Often you don't, the bosses aren't specifically unique to this game, and they couldn't have been in a Link game, but I did think that they were very well done.
I felt like you just fight them the same way you fight a lot of other things. You put the thing out there. There's not a whole lot of mechanic to it. That's always the thing with Zelda, right? Yeah. And if you're not going to have the tools, if you don't have a hook shot and a boomerang and a bombs, I guess you do have those things, right? But so what it comes down to is like you damage the thing enough to get into a sun state.
Yeah, and then go to your sword and then wail on it.
Oh, that would. You want to talk about that? That was such a cop-out. Oh, we're going to have this Zelda game. Zelda, you're playing as Zelda. Her biggest tool, her biggest offensive tool is that she can turn into Link. That's how they solve oh, you really need to do some damage now? Now just become Link.
I mean, but the combat is okay. So, like, alternatively, if when the enemy is in that stun state, if you have to summon something to like fucking wander around and occasionally attack it and possibly get lost in the fucking corner of the room, not knowing what's going on, that would have been worse. For sure. Maybe they overestimated how well the summoning combat was going to work, and at last minute we're like, fuck, we're going to have to give her a sword at some point.
Yeah, like, I mean, okay, do you remember that direct, the best direct of all time, where they unveiled Echoes of Wisdom, and Aonuma came on there and be like, you might be thinking, well, will Zelda use a sword? Well, not exactly, because she has these tools, blah, blah, blah. That's how the game was sold to us, and it turns out, no, you can just become Link for a certain amount of time. Okay. Like... That betrays the whole concept of the game to me, Steve.
You see, it does, because at first I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm Zelda. Wisdom. Okay, I'm not supposed to be fighting as much. I'll just drop a Moblin here or a Wolfos here when I have to. Okay. But then we're moving further along the game. And then it really felt like they forgot the whole idea of what they were doing. So it's like, okay, here comes Dark Nut. He's going to beat the shit out of you while we make ting, ting, ting noises to resist against him. And then, okay, we cleared the room of this bad guys. I'm like, okay, I like Spirit Tracks and Smash Brothers as much as everyone, but as fling Dark Nut at everybody really going to be the answer? Pretty much, except when we're underwater.
First of all, I fucking hate Spirit Tracks, so we can get that out of the way. Secondly, yeah, I completely agreed. But man, you keep mentioning that. Was Dark Nut your go-to? Was that like your homeboy?
It was just funny watching him like. Okay, Kevin's gonna remember this. Remember that Simpsons? We even covered this. Where they went to Shelbyville and Martin and Nelson paired off, and it's like,
for the lemons.
And that's pretty much what it was. Like Zelda's pretty much frolicking around, and there's like, here comes Dark Nut. And it's like, yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. Whack, 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 whack. That's pretty much what that was every time.
You can literally go into any encounter, summon something, run behind the corner, and just have your minions just until they accidentally run into your Dark Nut's axe or whatever. See, now I'm saying Dark Nut. It just feels, you can't even command them. Yeah, you can do the little reticle thing like, here, attack this thing, but I feel like they don't really actually listen to you. It's just a mere suggestion. It doesn't actually, you're not commanding them per se. So it's very unsatisfying.
The ones that can do, like, did you try using crows? Like, the more triangles you got, the more fun it was to spawn those. Like, okay, I need money, just spawn 5 crows on the screen. I need just peck everything, just make them drop all the rupees. I'm the fucking princess, and I need all these everyone's fucking pocket change.
Oh, rupees are not a problem. You get so much money in this game; it's ridiculous. Like I never even had close to anything coming close to money problems.
Speaking of, you like how you go in people's houses and you break a pot, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, she just fucking broke all our shit."
Yeah, the little surprise face. Yeah, I like that. That was cute.
See, it's just shit like that. Like I get it. The game has problems, but I could, if you do enough stupid shit where I'm having fun, I could overlook a lot of other dumb shit where you fucked up.
All right, I need to talk about something else I cannot overlook in this game, and that is the booty butt cheeks performance.
It's very bad.
It's really bad, guys. It's unacceptable, and it goes beyond this runs like shit. It actually is insulting in Echoes of Wisdom. Because, again, it's been 5 years since Link's Awakening. You're telling me in 5 years they couldn't fix this? 5 years! They didn't try at all. Link's Awakening at least has the excuse of, like, this is an all-time great game. Yeah, it runs a little fucked up in this new version. Okay, fine. Echoes of Wisdom is not an all-time great game. Like, you can't get away with that. Shin Megami Tensei 5, you can get away with running in the mid-20s most of the game because you are an A++ game. Not you, Echoes of Wisdom. Sorry.
Maybe they had the frame rate super solid, and Doug Bowser picked up the phone and he was like, "We want people to be fired up over Switch 2, so you guys fucking dump it down, make it shitty."
Yeah. Oh, so it stands in big contrast or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's just. I legitimately feel, I know some people think this is too much, but I don't care. I legitimately feel that running this shittily is like disrespectful to the audience because they don't care. It shows they don't care, and they will never be made to care because of the built-in excuse mechanism of, oh, it's the Switch. You know, it can only do so much. Bitch, we played like Mario Odyssey, 6 months after the thing came out? Please. That was 7 years ago. Look at that game and look at this one. You're telling me that thing can hold 99% a 60 frames per second frame rate and Echoes of Wisdom can't? Fuck off.
It does make me wonder, like, what is the, like, what's the purpose? Why is the frame rate so shitty here? Like, what's going on under the hood that would even remotely justify it?
I don't know really, but I think, Kevin, what doesn't help is that it is, I don't know the exact term. I think it is called double buffering. The game is double buffered. So what happens is it doesn't just drop frames like a normal game. If it can't handle the 60, it's either 60 or 30. And that's it. So if it's 60, we can't do 60 anymore. It hard drops to 30. Until it can do 60
that's horrible
again.
because it's jarring. You know what I mean? I would almost rather just have it run at 30 all the time.
Me too. And I never say that. I never fucking say that. That's how bad this is.
Mm-hmm. I get it. But maybe when they hear that Fine Time is trashing them for it, they'll issue the Fine Time patch.
Okay, just the Fine Time patch for Switch 2, Steve.
Not after our opening about the alarm bell, whether or not.
We haven't even really. I hope people know. I don't know. I think enough savvy people listen to this. If people don't know what that is, they're mad confused right now. We talked combat. It's not good. Oh, okay. Here's a thing that's actually, I think is, I've said a lot here, but here's what really kind of sucks the most about the game for me. I realized this like halfway through the game that the dungeons are really the problem here. They just do not hit. I think they are truly pretty boring most of the time. They have gotten a little more interesting as the game has gone on, but I would say those first 4, snooze fest. Like, there's no feeling of exploration or even like a hint of possibly getting lost. They feel basic as hell and like no clever tricks to them. Okay, why even have stuff like the big key or like whatever? Like, clearly we don't get an item from every dungeon anymore. That actually would have been a good idea. An echo you can only get from every dungeon. Make you feel a little special, right? But no, it feels very linear. You're going through the motions. Here's the 2D section that leads to this other top-down section, right? Kind of like Link's Awakening, but with none of the fun. Am I wrong about this? I feel like it's like trying to stick to Zelda conventions in that way, and I think it absolutely doesn't need to, and it hits this middle ground that sucks.
I think, I guess when I was talking about like that idea of, and maybe again, this relates to this going back and having roots in a dungeon maker, it feels modular. And I think that's some of the problem.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel... I know this is like a very nebulous word. It just doesn't feel special. Zelda dungeons are supposed to feel special. Sorry, these don't. It's fine if your Mario Maker levels don't feel special. They're made out of cardboard and tape, right? These feel the same way, only it's an actual game. So I'm not... Steve, did you think these dungeons... I mean, surely you didn't think these were like up to series standard.
No, like I said, there is no prize in the middle that makes exploring them special, like you already mentioned. And like I already said on top, everything you solve is water block thing I like to use. And then, cheese it. We cheese any other boss in Zelda history, but worse somehow. I was here for the overworld, guys.
I didn't even like that. But go ahead,
I think here's a good example of one that frustrated me, and I'll leave this vague because it's a little bit further into the game. There is one dungeon where there's multiple entrances that go outside, so you're kind of working outside and in, and we've seen that in lots of Zelda games before. But usually you need to like get inside the dungeon, get to a certain point, then you can get outside, and then you can find another way into a different part of the dungeon. But again, because it's so open-ended, when you're outside of that dungeon, you can literally, like at the very start, you can literally access every single one of the like 5 or 6 entrances into the dungeon. You know what I mean? And so that's, I think that goes kind of back to that modular idea too. When you can just like water block your way around and get to wherever the fuck you want, it really like takes a lot of the intent out of the design.
Yeah, and I'm very glad you said that, because I think that's kind of like my personal like final big point about this game is that I don't want to spoil this. I'm trying to think of a way to say it. At some point during the game, you beat a mini boss and they present a bomb weapon to you, a bomb type of weapon. The problem is you've already had like maybe 2 or 3 echoes that can already do a bomb. So this is not special, but they're presenting it to you like it is. And then the next section, they have you bomb a bunch of things, but it's like, I could already do that. So it's like, I don't understand, like, what is going on here? That's what makes me think Echoes of Wisdom is just really confused. I talked before on Fine Time about various games where it's a bunch of systems, right? A game is a bunch of systems, and those systems collide with each other and meet each other and work with each other to make this thing that is fantastic. Echoes of Wisdom systems work against each other. They don't work in conjunction. They seem at odds with each other. I think that's really what I'm getting down to here. Another example, a couple examples I have is like, okay, with the bed, right? You can actually sleep on the bed and get your hearts back. Right? That's cute, right? But it also trivializes. I remember there was this like chest behind a bunch of fire things. I just ate the fire and got the chest and then ate the fire on the way back and then slept in the bed. What's the point of like, what's the point of me being careful if I know I can just always sleep in the bed? I waited till I was not on fire anymore, so I didn't set the bed on fire. But hey, it's like, come on, guys. Like, they're not thinking about it at all. I feel like that's just not considered, Steve.
No, Andre. The time you waste sleeping in the bed, that's also a resource that you wasted.
Okay, that's my punishment. Looking at my phone for 45 seconds while I sleep in the bed.
I mean, granted, you do get better beds that heal you faster, but...
Yeah, it's just like come on, you understand? You complained. What was that game? What was that indie game you complained about this? You're running across the lava and didn't matter because...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
Blossom Tales.
Blossom Tales. Yeah. Okay, come on.
This is better than that.
Oh, of course it's better than that. I'm just saying.
No. No.
Okay. I'm not saying it's as bad as Blossom Tale. I'm just saying.
Not even close.
I'm just saying it's the kind of thing that happens when you don't consider your systems. I feel like Echoes of Wisdom just threw caution to the wind and hoped it will work out, and it doesn't really doesn't really do that. It just again with the health thing, it renders like the dungeon toothless because there's no danger. Oh no, if I die in the dungeon, I go at least all the way back to the beginning, and I'll only have 3 hearts or something. Yet that doesn't even happen because there's like so many save points and whatever. Besides the fact that you can sleep in the bed. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It feels uncharacteristically ill-considered of Nintendo to make a game like this. That doesn't mean that it's the worst. Again, I would give it a C. It's fine, but that's not what Zelda should. Zelda should not just be fine, right? Blossom Tales should be fine, not Echoes of Wisdom.
That. Yeah, Zelda should not be just. Yeah, it should not. We should not be criticizing a Zelda to this degree.
Yeah. Gonna stick with that A, Steve. Still an A. Can I talk you down to a B?
I'm sticking with the A.
Can I talk you down to a B minus?
Wow, you're not even gonna talk me down to a B plus.
Can I talk you down to a C plus?
The game's an A, Andre.
Okay, you agreed with every fucking thing I said. And you're still giving it.
Yeah, it's amazing how games can hit people in different ways, in different times, and that they need them. And you know what? Why am I explaining this to you?
Because we're on a podcast where we talk about stuff. That's why.
I needed this. I'm sorry that I needed this game more than you. I guess I'm selfish that way.
Wow. Fine.
I have something I thought was interesting. You guys, I wasn't on the show right after Tears of the Kingdom came out, but you guys wrapped up that segment by talking about, is this going to be what Zelda is moving forward? And I just thought it was interesting that like the answer even here in a 2D is kind of like obviously completely different systems, but just like this idea of, you know, unique and very like open-ended gameplay. And that does make me wonder, you know, even further if that's going to be somewhat of a like recurring series staple moving forward.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to. I think we're past the days of like, we can just make a 2D top-down traditional Zelda. I think, what's the last time they tried Link Between Worlds? And I think that game is I think it's better than Echoes of Wisdom, but I don't think it's like,
really, that game had a very like unique hook to it too, though. I don't think of that as being like just like a basic ass 2D game.
No, it's not super basic. When's the last Minish Cap? It was 20 years ago, right? I think that's the last time they did like a super basic ass like top-down Zelda.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. So I think I'll just regard Echoes of Wisdom as being in the experimental category, like Spirit Tracks or anything else that didn't really work out, that seemed like a good idea, and they were just trying stuff, but didn't really put that much thought into cause and effect, Steve.
So yeah, I know I said a lot of damning things, and I'm still sticking to my A.
Fine.
Andre.
Fine.
But I don't know if Echoes of Wisdom 2 would really do it for me.
I don't want them to pursue this. Again, if they do another 2D Zelda that's not like our big adventure ones that we have now, I don't know what they can do. I hope they try another gimmick. I just hope it's not this again.
Do you know what
it's Link Between Worlds HD.
No.
You know what I could not stop thinking about while I was playing this, and I feel like I'm going to be able to get Steve on board with this. Imagine a game with a very similar system, but Pokemon. If they did Pokemon like this, and instead of summons, it was all just like captured Pokemon. And I know that, yeah, definitely not what Arceus was. But like more specifically to this like 2D game, and you've got to like send out, you got to send out a fire Pokemon to melt the ice or whatever. I feel like a Pokemon game where you had like 150 Pokemon instead of these summons would work very well in a very similar like framework here. Probably better than this does.
See, I don't even know about that, because one of my other criticisms was, man, there's too much shit. I wish I had a favorites tab. When you don't use something for a while, I hate that I have to scroll through all this shit to find the other thing I want to use again.
But I think with the Pokemon, then it feels better about like ignoring some of them. It's fine that they're just sitting there.
Yeah. I mean, do you really need to use like Tentacruel for any? I mean, maybe you do. I don't know.
You just named one of the ones we'd probably have to use for something. So
okay, but take that out of the equation. It's designed in a way that makes sense. The menus.
I don't know. Maybe there's already Pal World, I guess, that I think is trying to do that with nonsense. So maybe not. I don't know.
I think it was a fucking great idea.
Okay, send that in a letter to Nintendo. Write them a letter. Okay, do we have any? Is that it? We are all echoes of wisdomed out.
I'm echoed out.
It sounds about it.
Okay.
Echo.
No, just say echo, and then I can do it in post. Do it now.
Echo.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you for my editing skills. They just made my life harder later tonight when I edit this. Okay, let's hit the shower, shall we? I mean, I feel like we were very adversarial in this segment. I feel like I need a little break where we can all be together, naked.
We'll rekindle our friendship.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
It's time to hit the showers. We'll be right back on Fine Time.
All right, nice and steamy. Where's my towel? Steve, using my towel again?
No, why would I? Never mind.
Wow. I'm going to take that as a yes, Kevin.
Actively aggressive.
It sounds like
today,
he's being shifty.
still.
Yeah, I was like, why? You could have just said no, right? No, you did. You're like, no, never mind. Okay, fine. Yeah, that definitely, you're not suspicious at all right now.
Also, one of us needs to remember to grab soap at the grocery store before next episode.
Definitely, yeah. We need some more soap.
Do we use bar soap or do we use liquid soap?
I like bar.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a bar man.
What about you, Steve?
Wait, we're legitimately asking me that? Liquid.
Yeah. Oh,
Liquid?
Me too. Okay.
Okay.
But not Irish Spring, right, Andre? Because that makes your skin feel all like...
They changed the formula of Irish Spring a couple years ago, and now I don't like it. So I used to use Irish Spring.
I didn't like it ever before because it makes your like when you rub your hand on your skin when it's on, it's like not sticky, but it makes your like skin cling to itself.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. It can feel a little filmy unless you really well rinse it off. I think it's probably the oils they use, but like, yeah, I don't like it nearly as much since the formula changed. Maybe they tweaked it again, so it's not as, I don't know. We'll see. But I guess this is where you're going to tell me about the Krabby Patty.
No, this is Patrick. But yeah, I'm going to tell everybody at home about the...
I don't get it.
The children of a certain age might.
Okay.
But... yes, Wendy's has a new burger. Kind of. It's kind of a mess. This seems to be my job now, just trying all the everything everyone puts out now.
Yeah, don't you still have to try the purple bun at Burger King?
Yeah, everyone brought that to my attention the other week. Thanks for that. I wanted to try that for today, but they're like, nope, not until after we put this show out. But nope, Wendy's is to the rescue. You could try this one much sooner. It's a Krabby Patty, and we got a pineapple under the sea frosty to go with it. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll try that shit for you people. Will you all be happy about that? No one said a word, but I'm like, for the people, I will go to Wendy's and buy this stuff to try it. And
hold on. I need visual here. What does the Krabby Patty look like? Is it just a burger, or is it just like a burger with certain toppings? Or
Andre, I got some bad news. The burger is literally just a Dave single with special sauce.
Okay.
The Dave single is literally just the basic bitch cheeseburger with lettuce, tomato, onion, pickle, ketchup, mayo, but special sauce is just going to be the two of those things mixed together like the mac sauce, but at Wendy's.
That can't be and they're calling it a Krabby Patty?
Yes, there is nothing else distinguishing it from you're all getting hosed, kids.
So does it taste exactly like a Dave single then, just with a little bit more ketchup and mayo?
It is an indistinguishable from anything else, but Lord help you, they're charging you way too much because of that Frosty that comes with it.
Oh man!
So it's just a Dave single
with special sauce.
So what about
the Frosty good?
Yeah, the Frosty.
Guys, I wanted to come on here and tell you because even though I hate SpongeBob, why do I hate SpongeBob? He killed Rocco. A long story there.
I've literally never seen an episode of SpongeBob, not one time.
Yeah, I know. That's why we didn't get my opening. But
wow, dude. Jeez.
I know.
God.
I don't care. Even though I don't care for SpongeBob, man, I like a lot of things about Disneyland and World, and you know what they got there? Dole Whip, and that's what I was kind of hoping for here. If you people ripped off Dole Whip and put it and made it into a Frosty, you guys are gonna be my new best friend until you get rid of it, guys. All they fucking did was take the vanilla Frosty and put in a little squirt of pineapple syrup, like from the ice cream toppings aisle. You know, that shit that no one buys, like when you're buying sprinkles and chocolate syrup. Like, oh, pineapple syrup, who's going to buy that? And no one ever does. That's what they bought in bulk. They give you a squirt of that, and they go, pineapple Frosty.
Is it like pineapple colored, or is it still like vanilla colored?
Andre, it is a vanilla Frosty
and white
that they squirt a little bit of pineapple syrup into.
Yeah, but what does it fucking look like?
Is it pineapple colored?
Yeah,
it
is pineapple colored?
It is a basic bitch white vanilla Frosty with no additional food coloring that they squirt yellow, gross-looking pineapple syrup into, and it is nasty.
I feel like color goes a long way. Like if vanilla pudding were blue, that would like make your brain feel gross, right? Like, I don't want to eat that no matter what it tastes like. I feel like you just put a dash of turmeric in there or something.
You know what? It's not even that it's nasty. It's just that it's disappointing. Like, man, you're kind of, you see pineapple under the sea Frosty and you're like, you know what? Let's try this. And it's just vanilla Frosty with a splash of pineapple syrup in here, and you're like,
what's the color of the special sauce?
It's that same off orangey color that they got at McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
This doesn't feel very Krabby or Patty or meal.
Lame.
It's not very special either. Just like SpongeBob SquarePants. Hey, come at me at the comments.
You need to sponge. If you got a whole vendetta because of Rocco, that's fine. But did you give SpongeBob like a real chance? Because I think you're being too hard on it.
Yeah, and I've never even watched it.
Look, I tried, but you know why a good reason that I don't like SpongeBob is because they had a jazz ensemble on Rocco, and you know what
oh my god,
you know what they got in those? Clarinets. That's another thing that
I don't get. Andre's not Kevin, do you get it? I don't get it.
No, is that a Rocco thing? I've never seen Rocco.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
That's okay. Maybe one or two of you at home got it. But yeah, the burger, this is just not special. Save your money. I think they charged me $11 for this whole combo.
Did you get fries?
Oh yeah, they called it hot and fresh fries. Like that was a special thing. Like, isn't that what you just sell?
So there's nothing
all the fucking time.
They're just normal fries then.
Yeah, the same changed formula fries they invented during the pandemic or pre the pandemic to make it easier to deliver. That isn't that appealing to anyone.
You know what freaks me out in the ice cream aisle, speaking of those weird sauces, the strawberry one. When I see the Hershey strawberry, I'm like, no, I don't want that.
Oh, it's good.
I'm sure it's fine. I just don't like strawberry like that, but it's like this fluorescent pink. It looks like bubble. It should taste like bubble gum.
people don't like the strawberry syrup, but people out here seem to enjoy, from the deli case, oh God, what's that other brand? Strawberry Nesquik. You ever have that?
Yeah, I've had that.
I'm not a fan, but seems to move.
Yeah, I don't like milk, I guess. I don't like drinking milk.
But yeah, this was just a dud all around. Join us next time for Addams Family Purple Bun Whopper shenanigans.
It's you want to know how sick my brain is? I forgot it was Addams Family, and I just thought purple, and I thought it was Grimace. But it can't be Grimace because it's fucking Burger King.
I mean, that would be a pretty good sell if they're like, fuck McDonald's, we killed Grimace and we've turned him into your buns.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
And this is why I don't get the early access menu like all these other fancy food influencers who have already tried it.
Yeah, fine time for healing has probably been eating purple buns for a fucking week.
Yeah, god damn it. They're so ahead of us. We'll never
can't
catch
even
up
keep track of where Grimace lives.
We will never catch up to find time for healing this way.
Unbelievable. Hey guys, I don't know how much you've been paying attention, but it's safe to say Nintendo's had a bit of an October so far.
Just a bit.
Briefly to recap, October 1st, Satellaview tracks are added to F-Zero 99, and F-Zero GP Legend and Climax are announced to be added to Game Boy Advance and Nintendo Switch Online on October 11th. Those playing along at home might recall Climax hasn't been seeing a release in Japan ever. I mean, outside of Japan. Ever. Yesterday, Nintendo surprises everyone with a new device. Alarmo, not the Switch 2. Alarmo is a $100 alarm clock that uses dynamic themes from other Switch games and employs motion sensing tech to wake your ass up. A neat novelty, but decidedly not what the people were hoping to see. Available for sale on Nintendo Switch Online members and at Nintendo New York. Later that day... Nintendo announces the introduction of a Nintendo Switch Online playtest program. That Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members that meet certain criteria, i.e. didn't just sign the fuck up right now, can register for starting October 10th for as of now undisclosed software.
Unless you live in Canada.
Unless you can't do it if you're in Canada.
No. You can do it if you're in fucking Italy or Greece or a number of other places, but fuck Canada.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Guys, what the hell is Nintendo doing? And how come none of it is showing us the Switch 2? What else do they got planned?
So, literally 2 nights ago, I was talking to somebody, and I was talking to them about, they didn't know about the Mario Kart thing that they said, like the Mario Kart RC car or whatever, like the real life thing you could drive and make your own course or whatever. He didn't even know that existed. So I was telling him about this, and he's like, oh, is that related to the Nintendo? I think he called it he didn't say Labo. He said some other funny word that I wish I could remember. Cardo or Cardboardo or something like that. I'm like, bro. I was like, no, that's a totally different thing. And I was saying to him, think about the Nintendo Switch presentation from 2017. Think about how they started that. It was 1-2 Switch, showing all these wackadoo things you could do with the Joy-Con, which they just introduced to us 2 seconds prior, and then ARMS. And we're going, what the fuck even is this? What is this? Nintendo's weird as hell. And then over the next couple of years, they did a lot of weird things like that, Ring Fit Adventure, etc. And I was thinking, with Switch 2 rolling around, I think it's time for Nintendo to get weird again, especially in software, because look, we've had a lot of remakes on a lot of stuff we could consider quote unquote safe. I don't really like to use that word because it sounds pejorative, but you guys know what I mean. Here we go now, yesterday, with like a $100 alarm clock. And hey, we're doing a beta for something. We're not going to tell you what it is. You better live in these very specific countries. Okay, bye. Kevin, did you think you were going to wake up today to a $100 alarm clock?
maybe somebody in a boardroom was pissy about the like those CAD leaks from a few weeks ago, and they're like, these fuckers, they want new hardware, and so they got the monkey paws out. Like, yeah, we're gonna fucking bang out an alarm clock design in 2 weeks, and we'll make them wait another year for Switch 2.
They've been thinking about that for 4 years, that alarm clock.
You know, it's funny, Pete. After Palworld got sued for patent infringement, people were digging through the stuff, and they're like, "But they got this alarm clock. It's like detecting you through motion and things. I got no idea what they're going to use this for." Well,
did we know it was an alarm clock though? They just said it wasn't like a video game. I thought it was more vague than that.
It's a device that detects motion while the person is sleeping. It was very vague, like all these patents are.
That could have easily been Pokemon Sleep, though, too, which is already out. I understand, but
a bunch of us said, "Oh, this is probably Pokemon Sleep."
I mean, okay, guys, do you even could you even possibly guess at what this beta playtest program thing is? Could you even? I couldn't even. I have no idea.
Do we think it's related to Switch 2?
I don't see how it would. How would it be related to Switch 2? Just some feature they're thinking about, or just some weird? I mean,
yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's this like vague guess is the best I can do here.
Steve, do you even have like a pie in the sky? Like what?
Captain Rainbow 99.
Oh my god. Mother 399. I
Nothing's impossible with this month, apparently.
I'm at a loss for words here. I really don't know what to think about. That's the thing that stumps me the most. The alarm clock is cool. I actually think that's cool. It's not even the price for me that's stopping me. I just don't know if I want to wake up to Pikmin sounds, you know what I mean? Or Ring Fit Adventure. Like, it just seems very like, oh boy. Oh, did you see they announced like free DLC for your clock, like Mario Kart 8 and like Emio the Smiling Man? No, I wish it was Emio the Smiling Man.
I wish.
But like, yeah, that's weird. Codename Steam DLC for your clock.
They missed an opportunity by not having Fire Emblem Engage, because there literally was a mode in that where characters wake up your character, and they could have brought that in here, and they didn't do that.
Wait a second. Hold on. In Fire Emblem Engage, you can choose a character to wake up your created character. Like
oh, you don't get to choose. You just go to sleep for a bit, and one of the other units comes in to gently wake you up.
What did they say? Like, if Ike wakes you up, what does he say?
Well, never Ike, but one of the Ike's too good for that shit. But
okay. Never.
Does
Ike.
Marth wake you up? Is he too good for that shit?
Yes, all the ghosts are too good for that shit.
What?
But
come on, man, the Hero King can't even get you out of bed.
He's the Hero King, bitch. But no, it's all they tone down the music. And it's all, okay, Divine One, it's time to wake up, or some shit like that. Like real gentle and nice. Ooh. And like, but some of them might get sassier or whatever, like, because that's like the conceit of the game. You're the Divine Dragon. You're asleep for a while for 1,000 years. You have a hard time waking up, like. But no, here's Ring Fit Adventure. We'll use that to wake you up.
Can Camilla wake you up?
Nope.
Damn.
I know, right?
Jeez. Well, what's the point of living?
Not for Alarmo, that's for sure.
Again, it's not the price. I just don't want to wake up to fucking whatever, man. Mario. I don't want to wake up to Jump Up Superstar. Like no, thank you.
Of all people, I thought that'd be you wanting to wake up to that.
No, I don't want to wake up to. I don't want to wake up to words. I don't want to wake up to lyrics.
I think he would try it and change his mind on day one. As soon as he heard that, he'd be like, "Fuck, I am a superstar."
It'll change my outlook on life.
Yeah, you would jump up.
I would jump up out of bed, superstar.
So yeah, on here we can't help it. we're always talking about games that are getting tossed as soon as, they come on. Babylon's Fall, Concord. So let's change the pace. Let's talk about one that I'm pretty sure no one knew was still on. The Simpsons Tapped Out announced on September 26th that in-game purchases are no longer available. The game itself will be removed from storefronts on October 31st, and shutdown will be on January 24th. Guys, the game's been out since 2012, and except for a few months early on where servers couldn't handle demand, it's been running the whole goddamn time. Does anyone remember anything about this town builder besides me?
I do. I had a nice little Springfield going for a few months there, but like all of those wait-a-day games, it eventually lost its luster. I did know this was still around about a year ago because my son found this on the Google Play Store and he played it for a little while, but he didn't stick with it either.
I mean, I played a long time, but I gave up when I switched from Apple to Android, and EA Origin did not make that easy as they said they were going to make it. I did like how they lampooned the whole model at first by letting you grow real corn, by taking 90 real days for a huge payoff at the end, to be fair, but by letting you waste a whole slot to do that. But, these games can't help it. The business model takes over eventually, like, as was the style at the time. Up $10 to have this character move in. And that's real dollars, not Springfield dollars. I mean, I guess it was bound to happen eventually, but I figured, like the show was based on, I always kind of figured it would always be here.
I forgot about this game. I remember when it came out, it was one of those early iPhone hits, but looking at the graphics of it, looking at screenshots, I should say, on social media of just when from the announcement, I was like, man, this game looks like it came out 100 years ago. I never really thought of like mobile games looking old, but this one sure does. This looks ancient.
You're not wrong.
I guess it's like looking at, City Skyline and then going back and looking at like SimCity 3000 or something like that. It was weird.
I mean, it needed to run on everything that it could a million years ago, and that was what? iPad 2 and...
Yeah. Yeah. iPad 2 or the new... Remember they stopped with the numbers with iPad after 2 and they just said the new iPad? Remember that?
Oh my God.
You remember that shit? It was iPad 2, then the new iPad. It's fucking stupid. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got, as you can tell, for Tapped Out. I've never played it, but yeah, we are the number one funeral show, huh? We pour one out for our dying homies.
I just thought it'd be funny to pick on the one that's actually been around for a while.
Dragalia Lost. We poured one out for that. What?
No, we did. I'm just remembering the Fairy Kings all over again.
I think Kevin was not here, which is why we did that.
I thought he was. Anyway,
I don't think so. All right, so one more big question. Last week, Davide Soliani, who's the lead on Mario and Rabbids, both of them, and Christian Cantamessa, the lead designer of Red Dead Redemption, and a handful of other Ubisoft folks here and there, they announced the opening of a newly formed independent studio, Day 4 Night, number 4, like Left 4 Dead, Day 4 Night. Back for Blood. They secured a bunch of money because, of course, they're names in the industry that people know. And they are currently at work on a new IP, which they called easily the most creative thing we have seen in some time. So slow down there, Peter Molyneux. I mean, geez, let's not start making promises. But basically, could smaller ventures like Day 4 Night lead to this sort of mid-budget revolution? We've been talking about this for a while. We need to get away from the AAA grind, Steve. Can these guys do it?
Firstly, I need to say, have you people seen this logo? Look at that badger.
Oh, I think, yeah, I did see that.
I hope he's in whatever this is. If they got like XCOM with badgers coming, yes, please. Secondly, I really hope so that we could change trends, because if this is the one good thing that comes out of all these layoffs, I could live with this. A year ago, I was on here bitching about Resident Evil 6 and mentioning we don't have the Dead Risings anymore. Let's get them back, figuratively. I don't want every game to be Dead Rising, obviously.
But DR just came out. What is it? Dead Rising Dead Remastered? What is it? What is it called? I forget.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Yeah, DR. I don't know what the other DR is, so I assume the second R is remastered, Kevin.
I think you're right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, whether this project goes well or not, I think it's good to see, even outside of, obviously we talk about layoffs, but I think in general everybody's getting just AAA fatigue. And we're like, I think everybody's tired of needless remasters and et cetera, et cetera. I'd rather get 3 mid-budget games that have a chance of being good rather than, one AAA game that's just, it's a proven trend. So that's why we're going to dump our $400 million into it.
Yeah, I think this goes beyond game quality, I think is what we're learning, right? Because it's like, I think people think of AAA, because that's the thing, right? That's the conceit that has been broken, is that AAA used to mean like, not just budget, but like, here is the best game you can play right now. Obviously, I don't think like Uncharted is the best of anything, but at least I understand what they're going for. It's like a general audience of like, a lot of people are going to find this game great. Star Wars Outlaws came out last month. Does anyone give a fuck? Like, I feel like that's been hyped forever. I feel like nobody cares. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not in the right circles.
I think you're right. That did seem like it just kind of came and went without any fanfare.
Yeah.
I thought people were hating it, but
I mean, I saw some people who hated it. Because it seems like it's a lot of stealth and a lot of, I don't know. But, see, I'm looking at the logo again. The raccoon has goggles. I forgot about the goggles. This raccoon is a badger. Yo, is it a raccoon or a badger?
I thought he was a badger.
Whatever. Well, it's a rodent.
I want him in this game. If he's not in this game, I'm going to be disappointed. I'm suing for misleading advertising.
Is a badger a rodent? A marsupial?
Isn't a marsupial a class of rodent?
I don't know. A capybara is a rodent, right?
Yes.
So wouldn't a badger... I guess a badger isn't a rodent. Maybe someone out there can...
Badgers and capybaras are close cousins?
I have no idea. I was just thinking of the largest rodent I can think of. And it was a capybara.
I would have thought of like anteaters are rodents, right?
I don't think an anteater is a rodent.
Oh, aren't they? Oh, okay.
No.
They're big as fuck.
Yeah, they're huge. I don't think that's a rodent. Well, it's not bigger than a capybara. Well, I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to... It's going to take a while, obviously. We still have many more mistakes that Jim Ryan put in motion before he got ousted, right? We're going to have lots more... Did you guys see the rumors about the Horizon Online game, the live service game? You see that shit? Right? See, we're in motion for a lot of stuff like that. But once we're out of that mode,
a little sidebar though, and I know we want to poo-poo it. Do you really when I think of worlds that might be suitable for an online game? I don't feel like Horizon is the worst idea, to be honest.
It's not a terrible idea. I just don't have faith right now that any team can pull that off very well. I don't have the faith. Yeah. It's not that it's a terrible... I mean, yeah, of course that world is built for it, right? But I would have to see something pretty spectacular coming from it for me to be like, oh yeah, this is going to be the shit.
They would need to put in more effort than they did for Concord.
I don't think effort was the problem with Concord. I feel like that had plenty of effort. It had effort.
Well, then
there was
I
effort.
felt like I was going somewhere with that, but
Okay, we'll let you cook. Maybe not, actually, if you're gonna cook like that.
Fine time.
All right, you guys, guess what?
What?
We've been doing illegal betting for the last month, but good news, legal betting season is back open. We can let our betting freak flags fly.
Yes.
That's what that smell is.
Sorry, that was a struggle for a minute there.
That's a toughie. That's a toughie. Yeah, that's a
All
toughie.
right. Well, I'm gonna give you guys a quick recap of where we're at. Andre's still Mr. Moneybags with $1,100.
Cha-ching.
Steve has got $449, and I'm at $475. So I've got a whole $26 more than Steve.
I see a little bit of Gollum complete platinum trophy in your future.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure actually that both Andre and I are about to win some money. We had some bets that resolved at the end of September. Steve had Microsoft publicly announces the rumored handheld we'd been hearing about didn't bite, so nothing for him.
I would have bet against that if I could.
Andre got a second chance at a new Gears of War title being announced before the end of summer, and I thought that was very safe, so I only gave him 1.5 to 1 odds, but he still dumped $300 on it, so Andre wins and is taking home $450 for that.
Yes.
And Kevin had Nintendo speaks about the development status of Metroid Prime 4 in some form. You guys gave me 2 to 1, and I dumped $110. So I will take $220 for that.
Well, they did more than speak about it. Oh boy.
Just a quick recap for bets that are ending at the end of December. Steve had the Switch's successor. The Switch successor's official name includes the term Super. He put $25 on 6 to 1 odds. Andre, and we won't put this one in yet, but this one's already come and gone. Star Wars Outlaws doesn't make its August 30th, 2024 release date, which he put $50 on 3 to 1 odds.
Yeah,
and I had to. I don't know.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say that I had to throw at least a few bucks at it just because Ubisoft, just because of Skull and Bones, it happened, a month out and they delayed it for another year. That was my thinking, everybody. Okay. I just wanted to justify myself to the audience.
I would have, if I was sitting on your money.
That's what I thought. I thought I'll get Andre with the Ubisoft. And I don't know how we're going to do this one because at the end of December, I had Avowed averages over 85% on Metacritic. But Avowed is not coming out before the end of December anymore. So I think we should still just keep that in, and then we will deal with that in February when it comes out.
So let's just keep it. Let's just keep it going and make new bets. Yeah, we'll just keep it extended.
Then we had all of our Switch 2 news. We all bet some money that was we were going to get official Switch 2 news before the end of October. And bets on the Switch 2 release date, which Steve had gave April 11th, Andre had gave June 27th, and I had gave April 4th. All right, some new bets. I think both of these that I'm giving you guys are a relatively good chance of happening-ish. So I'm only giving each of you 2 to 1 odds.
Ooh.
Steve, and I've heard rumblings about this lately. Final Fantasy 16 is announced to be coming for Xbox before the end of March.
Ooh.
Just announced to be coming before the end of March, not actually coming out before the end of March.
Oh, I like it.
How much money do I have right now again?
You are sitting on $449.
I like it. I don't. Man, okay, I'm not going to influence you.
No, I do like it, but not that much. $50.
$50. Okay, but I mean, if you threw like 200 on, you could really make a comeback.
No, I know Square announced that we're making shit for everything, but I don't know the timeline for that, so $50.
Okay. Andre, I wanted to give you a little bit of a redemption arc because you looked like kind of a fucking dummy when you didn't put any money on the PS5 Pro one.
I feel like such a... you know what? Honestly, in our show's history, that has to feel like the worst one to me. I'm like, I don't know why I was so adamant that wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Andre, I wasn't going to do it either, so...
So we'll give you a second chance. What about Microsoft announcing a Pro console before the end of March?
Oh boy. Jesus Christ. What would Jesus do? I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it from them. But here's the thing. I wasn't feeling it from Sony, but I was more not feeling it from them. From Microsoft, I always felt a little maybe.
And you're gonna look like a real dipshit if you muff this up twice in a row.
Yeah, if I do it twice, I'm gonna already feel like an asshole.
Are they really going to do a pro for a thing that they said they're going to just make series of?
Yeah, but they haven't done that,
but I
right?
mean,
they can say
so if
that.
they come out and they do Series XXX, but all the same software is compatible, that's a pro.
Series XXX.
I think that's a different kind of machine. Isn't that what the 3DO became toward the end?
That's the sex box. That's the sex box Series Sex. I'm going to go double dumbass, Kevin. I'm going to decline to bet on this. I'm going double dumbass. I'm locking it in.
All right. All right. I felt like I gave you guys pretty safe ones. I have maybe the most pie in the sky bet for myself that we've seen to date. But Steve threw this out about a week ago, and I've thought about it 4 or 5 times since he mentioned it.
Oops.
Give me odds that Wiz makes it to the SNES Switch Online app before the end of March.
No way. Steve, no way. No way.
The weird British games pop on sometimes, but
no way. We got to give him astronomical. There's no way, right?
By March.
No.
End of March.
Who published it originally?
Titus.
Yeah, I was going to say Titus, yeah.
Okay.
And they play ball. They play ball with these services.
Well, Titus doesn't really exist anymore, so
I understand, but they play ball.
There's somebody out there.
Some bookie in a New York basement that's got licensing
there is a
rights to
lawyer.
Titus.
There is somebody out there using Wiz as a coaster right now. There is somebody using Wiz as a coaster right now, so the odds aren't 0. But
I feel like it's City Connection. You sure it's not City Connection?
I don't know. Probably not, but
probably not. He's got to get at least 10-1. He has to. This is not happening.
Kevin, how many levels are in Wiz?
What is that?
Well, there's 4 worlds with 3 levels each.
14-1 odds.
14-1, Kevin. Wiz is making it on the series.
14-1 odds,
which it is not doing.
Man, I'm just I always do this to myself. I pick these stupid ones. You guys give me crazy odds, and I know it's stupid, but I'm like, if I throw $100 on this, I could make $1,400. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but man, okay, you do you.
Oh. And I just won that money from Metroid Prime 4. I'm feeling like hot shit right now.
Yeah, you're feeling kind of froggy, little burning a hole in your pocket.
But I mean, this is a stupid fucking bet. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put $40 on it.
Ooh, okay.
But which I mean, still, I could lose $40, but I might win $560.
Okay.
All right. Okay, well, I won't run through everything again here, but just a quick recap for this week. Final Fantasy 16 for Xbox, $50 from Steve. Andre is not going for the Pro Microsoft console, and we'll be making fun of him again in April. And I've got $40 on Wiz coming to Switch Online to win $560.
Do you really think Microsoft is doing a half-step console this generation? Because I don't.
I think 2-1 odds for that were appropriate because I think it's I don't think it's going to happen, but I sure definitely would not exclude it from being a possibility.
Man, okay, maybe maybe I don't know shit. Maybe I don't know shit about this industry. That's proven because I because I fucked up the PS5 Pro. But
so, what games do they show off at that conference to zoom in on pixels for?
Starfield 2. All right, guys, it's time for our fake ass family feud. I forgot what we're calling it to not be sued. Family Rumble. I forgot what we decided on.
Did Steve Harvey show up after last time or no?
He did not, but word travels slow in the podcast realm when you have tens of listeners. So maybe he didn't really hear it yet. But
I bet you we could stretch it for another few weeks.
Okay, I'll make it legally distinct right now. Here we go. Let's play Name the Things on the Board.
How tittillating.
Andre, I try to be civil-ish on this show, but that sucked.
It is pretty bad. I have to admit.
I think we need to workshop that some more.
Yeah, I will. I mean, look. I mean, I could. Y'all had 2 weeks. You know, we were playing this again. Okay, you could have thrown me a bone. Okay, but
yeah, it just slipped somehow.
Yeah,
that's on me
for some reason, right?
Maybe Steve Harvey will really like that name, and he'll come to your house and he'll say, "You guys take Family Feud. My show is now called Name All the Things on the Board."
Okay. his show and his show only.
He'll have Louis Anderson hanging out with him just for good measure.
Oh my God. Is Louis Anderson still with us? I believe he is.
Oh, I don't know. Actually.
I have no idea. Well, I mean, okay. Well, I was going to say it'd be funnier if it was his ghost, the ghost of Louis Anderson. Just
either or. It's either Louis or his ghost. Either way.
Not Tool Time Man. Not what's his name? Not Tool Time.
Richard Karn.
Yeah,
but he was before Louis Anderson, was he not? I'm pretty sure he was.
Yes, I believe maybe he was. Yeah, they're in the same period. But now it's Steve Harvey. It is his show. Anyway,
Richard Dawson is definitely a ghost.
Oh
anyway,
yeah,
sorry.
He's very much a ghost.
He will come and kiss you on the lips before telling you he's taking Name the Things on the Board.
He is a super ghost right now. Okay. Here's what I want to do. So last time I had you guys try to name the best-selling GameCube games of all time. And we did like a top 12, okay? But this is going to be a top 10. This is going to be a top 10. So let's populate the board. There they are. This time I feel like we do too much Nintendo shit, okay? And I know I do that cuz that's our expertise, but let's do something different this time. I want you guys to name the top 10 best-selling PlayStation games of all time. PS1. Okay? PS1.
You proposed this like this was going to be a cakewalk, but I feel like GameCube was easier.
We are firmly out of my territory.
Oh, no. No, we are not, okay? That's why I'm doing this. We are not, okay? Have confidence. That's why I try to pump you guys up earlier, okay? You got this. You're going to think of the most basic bitch shit you can think of. You guys are a team, obviously, so choose who wants to go first.
I'll go first.
You want to go first? Okay, Kevin.
And I take some easy pickings and say Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid is number 10 on this list of 10.
I actually thought that would have been higher.
Okay, so there, you got it. Okay, Steve.
Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII is number 2 on this list. Number 2. I gotta be real. I kind of thought that would be number 1, and
yeah, me too.
And yeah, okay, Kevin.
Crash Bandicoot, the original. Oh,
sorry.
No.
Crash Bandicoot is number 11. It's just under Metal Gear Solid.
Fucker. Well, now because I wanted to go to like Crash 2 and 3, and did they sell better than Crash 1? I don't know.
Well, I guess you can guess one and find out. But now it's Steve's, or he can do it for you, Steve.
Ooh. I'm scared to do that now. Not that I'm going to be guessing anything much better. Oh man, what's the most basic PlayStation shit there is?
Come on, basic bitch shit. You got two of them: Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII,
Resident Evil.
Can you be more specific? The original Resident Evil?
Resident Evil, the originalist one.
All right, let's see Resident Evil on the board. No, Resident Evil is not here. In fact, the first Resident Evil that appears is 2 at number 14. So,
ooh.
No.
Oh,
so
well, we know not to guess 2 now.
Yeah. So
I was going to guess 2 later. Look at you giving us hits.
I said that because I wanted to give you a hint. So I should have explained this up front, but I think people know the rules. You both get 2 misses and you're out. You both had 1 miss so far. So Kevin, you're on thin ice here. Come on, basic bitch. The most PlayStation games.
Tomb Raider.
Okay, let's see Tomb Raider on the board. Got it. It's number 9. Tomb Raider's number 9 best-selling PlayStation game of all time. Steve.
God damn it, this game's already scary. we ripped through all our bad...
Come on, I even deconfirmed Resident Evil 2. Come on.
I know! That was going to be my next guess.
See? That's why I did it.
Oh,
Come
man.
on, I'm throwing you guys a... Okay, fine. I'll help you guys out,
no.
Okay?
Yeah, we don't need your help.
Wow. Okay. I hope you get it wrong. I hope you get it fucking wrong. Steve, guess the next wrong game.
Yeah, I will guess the next wrong game. Twisted Metal.
There. Okay. Fine. Twisted Metal is not on here. Jeez. Fine. Okay. Now you're out. Kevin, you got to do this all yourself now.
Crash 3 Warped.
Crash 3 Warped is on here at number 8. 8th best-selling GameCube. 8th best-selling PS1 game of all time. Keep going.
Spyro the Dragon.
Spyro is 18 on here. Spyro is not even close.
Can I make a few? I realize we've lost. Can I throw a few more out? Just ones that I was thinking just to see where they landed. Did Crash Team Racing make the cut? Okay. Final Fantasy VIII. Where was Final Fantasy VIII on the list?
It was number 4. Number 4th bestseller of all time. Okay. You guys still have get number 1. Get number 1. Come on.
I thought that was 7, but oh man.
Number 2, baby.
Number 1.
Just get number 1.
Gran Turismo 2.
That is number 3. Number 3.
Gran Turismo?
That's number 1. Gran Turismo is number 1.
Yeah, that was hot shit.
I wasn't sure how to I that had crossed my mind earlier, but I thought I actually thought that Crash Team Racing might have been safer than Gran Turismo.
You know, worldwide though, like Gran Turismo really set everything on fire. Like maybe if we're thinking about the US and Canada, maybe
it's just because I was a kid too, because like all of the people I knew that had PlayStations, it just seemed like Crash Team Racing was a staple.
It was. Let me see if I can find it on this list. It doesn't even look. It's number 22. Yeah, it's not even in the top 20.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'm sure this probably isn't in top 10. Where does Dino Crisis land?
Oh. Wait, I mean, I'm not even... Did that game even sell?
You wouldn't make it top 20?
No, I'm not... Oh, 34 it looks like on this list. 34.
Okay. What about Ape Escape?
Oh, no, that was not popular here. There's no way.
Wasn't that $100 here? Because the controller...
I thought that was relatively popular just because it was like, okay, now we need analog controllers, and that was like the thing.
It was such a big thing in Japan, but no, it's not here. Guys, before Steve rebuffed me, I was going to say name a basic bitch fighting game, and number 5 is Tekken 3. I was trying to get you to say it. Yeah, I was trying to get you to say a fighting game. Here's the one you guys I never thought you would get. Number 6 is actually Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
I believe that.
I never thought that sold so much on PS1. I always think of that as like a PS2 Cube, GameCube, or Xbox thing, not that era, but I know they came out on
not the
there.
first one. I don't think the first one came out on like PS2, Xbox. I think that was only I played that on PC when I was a kid, and actually it was pretty good.
Okay, yeah, but that's the only that pretty much saw. Yeah, that's the last one on here. Yeah, that's the one I thought would be the stickler, and that's where I'd be like, license game, hit movie.
Yeah, but you got a bazillion kids with PlayStations already, and they just saw the movie.
Yeah,
I see it.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense. It does make sense.
Twas the era.
Okay. I thought you'd do better at that. Well, maybe not, but I was trying to pump you up. Next time, don't refuse my good hints, and you might do better.
We're men of pride, Andre.
Oh, well, good. Yeah, pride comes before a fall, huh? Anyway, Let's get the hell out of here. Let's get out of here. Thanks for joining us, guys. Follow us on Twitter at Fine Time Podcast. Check the description of this podcast to find our names on Blue Sky, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
We'll see you next time on Fine Time.